Hi, this is Jan from Log Cabin Leather, and in case you don't know me, I've been making handmade leather goods since 1977. So, in fact, this month is the month I began 46 years ago. So, this month is all about my celebration of 46 years doing leather work. So, today I'm going to share the story of how I got started, and it all began with the $2 book. So, I'm going to tell you about that story. I'm also going to talk about how my product line has changed over the 46 years. I'm going to share with you about the different products and now what I'm making, how I'm narrowing down after trying to please everybody and make everything, how I've narrowed down my focus and what I'm working on, going forward, and to also share with you about some upcoming events for the rest of this month as I celebrate my 46 years. So, let's get back to the beginning here. It all began with a $2 book. This is a $2 book, which was purchased at Barnes & Noble. I was a college student in Boston studying to be a teacher, which I did go on and was a teacher for over 30 years, and I still work as an educator now. But this book, Barnes & Noble's downtown Boston, I bought this book. I always did crafts, so that was my focus, so that's where I went in the store. For some reason, this book caught my eye. I don't know why. It's not a very pretty book. It doesn't have anything that's very appealing to it. And even back then, some of the pictures in it were a little bit old, really. The style, which is all black and white and so forth. But what it did intrigue me about it was at the back of it, it mentioned a couple leather companies. I can't get to the page now. It mentioned a couple leather companies, and they were both in downtown Boston. So I looked at that. I have a little note here on how to get there by the subway because we were now downtown Boston. It was really one more subway stop to go to South Station on the subway. So the very next day, I went there and I bought my first leather items. Now, a while back, I really thought that I actually started making leather goods in 1978. But then I did go back and find I actually have my original receipts, and this is the original receipt. So February 16th, 1977 was when I bought my very first leatherwork tools and the leather hide from which I made the leather vest that I am wearing right now. So let me, so you can see. So this is a vest. Still wearing it now. Right now I have multiple layers on. It doesn't quite maybe snap as good as it used to just because of my size. But I'm also wearing multiple layers because I'm in my basement and it's only 55 degrees in here, so it's a little chilly. So, again, I started making the vest. I made other things like this leather jacket. But really this type of thing was not what I really wanted to make. But I did start out, I made a bunch of different vests. I actually still think I have one cut out down here. Vests for men. I made custom orders for some belts, some vests for some children. But there were also mistakes I made along the way. And those I'm going to discuss next week if you join me for my videos. So I started making all sorts of products. The vest, the jacket, those were not the things I really wanted to focus on because once I discovered the tools to carve leather, which I do have other videos about, I really, became more interested in that. So again, this is my leather catalog, the tooled picture. And this is one of the original ones I did that I drew the picture myself and so forth. But I began by making things for my family. So this is something I made for my mother. Again, these are all at least 40 years old. This would be more like the 46 years old because this was the original pattern, and these came from a book that I used back then. A wallet. That was my dad's wallet. Belts that were my dad's. And I still do wear these belts. My father is gone now. This is one of my original designs that I made myself. It kind of came from a design in a book, which, I talk about in other videos, but I had to improvise because I didn't have all the right tools. The rifle case with this traditional tool design, which, see, is not the kind of designs I enjoy making. I enjoy the color and so forth, and this kind of design. And see, I don't know how to color the flowers like that, what they should look like. So here's an example of where I did try to color the flowers. And this is very, very old and did get moldy because it was out in a barn. Clocks. was something I made for a while. Now, a while back, I love these, and these actually were pretty popular, and probably, I don't know if they would be today. The frames, though, these were kits. So you would buy the frame, would have the clock pieces and everything, I think the hands even, and so forth, and the piece of leather to fit in it. Now, the piece of leather was blank, so you created your own design on it. So, and these came in several different sizes, and these were very popular and something I sold a lot of. But then I couldn't get the frames. I tried long and hard to find people that would custom make the frames for me, where it stuck out in the back so you could have the clock frame stick out and not, you know, hit the wall type thing. So that was a discontinued line because I couldn't get any of those before. I've made moccasins. I've made clogs. I have some clog. Used to be able to get clog bottoms. And so I used to make clogs. But again, you can only make those according to the sizes you have. And to try to get the right size for the right person is a lot of materials, a lot of sizes. Not something I was really into. And making shoes in general is a little bit more skilled. Just like making, you know, real fancy bags and so forth. So those are some of the things. This is one of my original patterns. Again, my father's tennis bag. This was made in 1980. Was used for many years till my father passed on. Now it is something I do take to a lot of my shows and so forth. But trying to make so many different things, this is where I went wrong. Now, notebooks were something that was really popular. Wallets were something I made a lot of. I made tons of all different kinds. These were all wallets. Key cases, but all notebooks. Smaller little notebooks. Address books were real popular a long time ago. Wallets, the address books, wallets. Clutch purses, more wallets. Wallets, clutch purses, checkbook covers. Checkbook covers became very popular for me for quite a long time. Different style, top stub checkbook covers. So the different styles there. Belts. Belts are still one of my best sellers. So all different kinds of belts. But then these designer belts are something I'm going to talk about next week in my mistakes. The desk organizers and things like that. Again, address books, real popular. I had those in all different sizes. Book covers, though, were one of my main things, and now that is dying out. Not as many people use paper, write things in books, record things. It seems like anymore. Photo albums are another thing. Everybody has the pictures on their phone. Nobody has them in a permanent album, which I think is kind of sad, really, because you can lose your information on your phone and so forth, and it's nice to have them in something where you can see them. So all sorts of notebooks, notepads, different things like that. Little things like for your shopping list to go, you know, to write on. Another bag, actually, that I made my father prior to that one. Similar tennis racket covers. This bag was a beautiful bag for a custom order based on that one. I used portfolio covers. That was kind of before tablets and things like that, so it would hold file folders and things like that. But the tennis things, again, different styles, photo albums, bags. This was a really nice bag I made for somebody, a custom bag. Photo albums. But all sorts of things. Native American things. I didn't even get into that. Wall decor, the dream catchers, things like that. See, here are some more of these clocks. And I was able to get these beautiful frames for them back then. Things like cigarette cases, tobacco pouches, with all things that I made way back when. Obviously, those dwindled out and weren't things that I wanted to pursue and to promote anymore, so I had stopped making those quite a long time ago. So right now, I've really tried to narrow down, because I tried to please everybody. Guitar straps are another line I have, which go out of my belt line. But trying to please everybody, I can't make all things for everybody. Everything I make is made by me and me alone. I do not have any helpers. I do not have anybody marketing with me. It's just me. So I can't do everything. So I've really learned recently, or more recently, really, to narrow down, looking at what things I have that sell best. Again, book covers are not really it anymore, which I think is kind of sad. I still love my book covers. And again, last for decades, as do any of these other things. But I'm focusing on my belts, because belts have always been my bestseller. Belts in all widths for people of all sizes. I'm just have a custom mechanics belt, which is a buckleless belt that I'm shipping out today, and great for mechanics and guitarists as well. My line of guitar straps are like no other because of the padding. They provide unsurpassed comfort, and the designs and so forth are different than what you find from most other guitar strap makers. So that's another line I'm pursuing. My leather jewelry, in particular, the feathered jewelry is dwindling a little bit in popularity, but the butterfly jewelry is still very popular, and that's something I really enjoy making and painting and so forth. So that will be something I'll continue with. And tote bags. I've done some tote bags in those lines. Very simple totes, not the real complicated, because I don't have the skills to, or the knowledge to know how to do the real detailed bags and so forth. I've come out with a couple lines of tote bags so far. This year I might come out with a line, that they close at the top, zip at the top, because several people asked for that. So I'm not sure on that. I have a jewelry line that will launch in March, a belt line that's going to launch during the summer, and then I will have a holiday line that will launch in the fall. So that's the upcoming kind of moving forward plans. As far as specific plans for this month, all this month, again, I'll be talking about how I got started. Next week, I'm going to share a video on what the mistakes I've made over the years and so forth. Again, one of which is broadening out too much, but other smaller mistakes that I've made over the years and learned from, being self-taught. I'm going to share some of the tools, my original tools that I started with, which are still tools that I could not live without. And I'm going to share some of the equipment that I've gotten maybe a little more recently that has helped up my game a little bit. So I'm going to share that with you. I also have a monthly sale. So it's always the third week of the month. Wednesday is what I'm shooting for. Again, my schedule is a little wonky here, and so it doesn't always work out. Some of the sales are live Facebook sales. They're also posted on YouTube, but some of them are online events, Facebook events, website events. So what I'm going to start now, moving forward, I think, is a discount club. So if you join my email, and I'll have some information about that coming up, if you join my email club, you'll be part of this discount club, and each month I'll give you a discount code that can be applied during those sales each month. Now, some of the sales, again, you don't have to attend them live. If you are an email subscriber and you're not on Facebook and things like that, you can get a link to the sale and things like that on my website and so forth. So you can, pursue it that way, or a link to the video. Sometimes it is during kind of like a video sale, so you need to watch a video to see what items are being offered and so forth. But you want to join that discount club, and then you'll get a discount for all the sales that I have. Also, if you're on my email list, you get first dibs early bird access to my product launches. Again, all my items are limited edition because I can only make so many of so many things, and so everything is a little bit different. So if you want to be the first to see the new product line and have a chance to purchase it a few hours or half a day before it's available to the public, you can do it that way, and that way you won't miss out on things. And that works great too. If you're not available during the live event and so forth, you can preview and actually buy something ahead of time, so you don't miss out. So that's really the best option there. So I'll have more information about the discount club coming up, and that's going to wrap it up for now. Thank you very much. Once again, Jan Hibbard, making handmade leather goods for now 46 years. Thank you very much. Have a great day.